Coming up, I'll walk you through recent updates that can help you with your planning and implementation of GDPR requirements. We know that a large amount of your organization's data lives in Office, whether in email, in SharePoint, or in other productivity applications. On previous Microsoft Mechanics shows, we've highlighted a number of tools in Office 365 to help IT and compliance teams. This includes the ability to search on specific GDPR articles via the Compliance Manager, and how to respond to data subject requests by searching for and identifying data in Office 365 and more. Now, to add to these capabilities, we're providing functionality to allow you to export personal data from telemetry logs with the new data log export feature. We're also simplifying the ability to permanently delete users' data. And at an organizational level, also show you how to assign a global privacy contact to deal with privacy issues, such as a data breach. And finally, how you can get the information you need to complete your data protection impact assessment for Microsoft services. I'll start by showing you the new data log export feature. To get started with your GDPR planning, the best way to find corresponding tools and capabilities across Microsoft's cloud services is the Service Trust portal. Just go to servicetrust.microsoft.com and launch the Compliance Manager. The Compliance Manager can help you track your compliance posture against GDPR and other regulations, and it's now available for Office 365, Azure, and Dynamics 365. As you prepare to receive requests for personal information, Article 15.3 in GDPR requires you to provide a copy of personal data controlled by your organization to certain users upon request. So let's go back into Compliance Manager and search on Article 15.3. Note that this is a literal string search, so you have to type the word article. You'll see it summarizes available customer-managed controls. I'll expand rights of individuals under customer-managed controls. And if I click more, it'll suggest specific actions. In this case, down towards the bottom here, I see a link to data log export, and I'll click that. So this is where we can create a request to export a user's telemetry log data. First, I'll add an export request. Then, I'll type the user's name, Adele, the Azure subscription name, and the storage account where we want the output to be stored. Note that you need to be logged in as a tenant admin for this to work. Then, I'll hit create, and the request is submitted. Now, this can take a few days to run depending on the user's service usage. But here we're looking at an existing request. I can click into one of those, and from here, I can view everything that's been exported for this request. I've run one of these requests in advance so we can take a look at the output. The output data is in a machine-readable format reflecting the way Microsoft stores data. Most of the data is in JSON, so a JSON editor will format it and make it a little easier to read. Here, we see some of her activities, like a reminder notification and when she opened a document in Edge. The application I'm using to view this in is called Visual Studio Code, and you can download that for free. Now let's suppose that Adele has all the information she needs exported from the system, and she chooses to exercise Article 17 in the GDPR, the right to be forgotten. She's requested that her personal data is deleted from the system, and we could start by removing her account in Azure Active Directory. To do this, we go to the Azure portal, click on Azure Active Directory, click on Users, search for Adele, and check the box next to her name, and then click Delete User. By default, this user will remain in the deleted users category, so you have some time to undelete her in the event of an accidental deletion. But here we want to delete her account without delay. So all I have to do is select Adele, click Delete Permanently, and confirm. Note that this will also initiate a deletion of system-generated logs that Microsoft has linked to Adele's account. If instead you need to respond to a request for more granular data deletion, you can also delete personal data workload by workload, and we give you comprehensive guidance, including PowerShell scripts and commandlets, by clicking the Privacy menu in the Service Trust portal and choosing Data Subject Requests. This page offers guidance on responding to DSRs across Microsoft Cloud services. We'll click into the Office DSR document, and here you get workload by workload guidance. So now let's switch gears to show you the new organizational level capabilities, starting with how you can assign a global privacy contact to deal with privacy issues such as a data breach. GDPR Article 33.2 may require a service provider to notify your organization in the event of a privacy-related incident such as a data breach. We now need both a privacy statement and a privacy contact configured, both which can be set in the Azure Active Directory portal. First, click on Properties. And to set a contact for your organization, you just need to enter an email address here. And right below that, you'll see that you can put a link to your organization's privacy statement. Hit Save, and you're all set. Now, if Microsoft needs to contact your organization in the context of a privacy incident, we'll know who to reach out to. As for the privacy statement, users will be able to see it in Office 365 under My Account, and then if they click into Security and Privacy, they can click on the organizational privacy statement. Here you'll see it takes them to the URL that you just defined in Azure Active Directory. So now let's talk about Data Protection Impact Assessments, or DPIAs. Article 35 requires that you assess operations involving personal data that may pose a high risk to a user's rights and freedoms. First off, there's nothing inherent about Microsoft services that would necessarily require a DPIA creation in the context of using Microsoft services. But Microsoft, as your data processor, provides you with information about services to help you fulfill your potential DPIA obligations. Here, back in the Service Trust portal under Privacy, you can click into the DPIA section. This spells out what your responsibilities are as a controller and what Microsoft's responsibilities are, and offers service-level documentation that can support your DPIA efforts. So that was an overview of recent capabilities we've built to help you on your journey towards GDPR compliance. To learn more, check out the new Privacy tab on Service Trust Portal. And as I showed you, use Compliance Manager to assess your GDPR compliance posture and to get guidance. As always, keep giving us your feedback. Thank you for watching.